Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is Dash L Rose here. I'm back with some, prediction videos. Yep, I'm gonna be doing a prediction video on the new upcoming Katamari game. Yeah, we're finally getting ourselves another Katamari game. It's been forever now. Like, it has been a long time since we've last gotten a Katamari game. Like, it's been years. Like, the last time we got a new Katamari game was in 2012. I think it was 2012. I actually want to check here for a second. Hang on. Okay, apparently it was December of 2011. December. So actually, it was even longer ago since it last released. Which I already forgot the date. Well, let me check. I actually want to check the date real quick. Okay, December 17th, 2011. Sorry, like, if my memory's kind of messed up lately. I've been dealing with some medicational stuff and all that, and depression, but yeah, there's that. But this game, hearing another Katamari game after over 10 years makes me really happy. I really like that a lot. I really do like that we're finally getting another Katamari game. And I think I mentioned that it's coming out this October. Yes, this October. So to do a video on this, like this topic, I figured I want to do a prediction video for you guys, like I said, because I don't do too many of those. So I figured, it's been so long since we had a new Katamari game. I figured I'll do a prediction, for you guys. Also, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. Make sure you guys are still subscribed. There's been some weird stuff going on YouTube with some stuff. Like comments randomly disappearing and all that, and then, and all that stuff. And then also, you guys can follow me on, Instagram and Twitter, which I need to start putting that at the end of the videos. I literally keep forgetting to do that. But this is kind of my first time kind of doing that kind of stuff, so it'll take me time to get used to putting it in my videos. But it's kind of like that with the score system too. The sound effects. That I actually got from Katamari Forever, which is one of the Katamari games. I got it from that game, and I've used that in my videos. So there's that. But it took me a little while to actually remember to put it in the videos, because I was going through a weird phase where I was trying to slowly add stuff to my channel as time went on. I don't know why I didn't just put the stuff in there, because there was a few reviews I did before I put it in there. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, that's that. But anywho, let's go ahead and actually get into this video. So this game is called Once Upon a Katamari. Now, why is it called Once Upon a Katamari? Well, I was thinking maybe it was gonna do story, book-related, gameplay. Like, apparently there actually is well, the way it sounds like is it was gonna be like that. But apparently, no, it sounds like they're gonna be throwing in a bunch of historical levels in the game. Now, I've seen a little bit of the trailers. There's actually a few different trailers, because this is gonna release on the Switch 1. Yeah, the Switch 1, even though the Switch 2 is out, it's still releasing on the Switch 1. It's releasing on the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And apparently the Xbox Series X has a different trailer. So this is similar to what happened with before with We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal royalty or whatever the heck that, what part of the game was. I don't know. But basically it was basically, they had a couple different trailers and all that. That's what we're getting here. I haven't seen the other trailer. I saw the Nintendo Switch one because I saw the Direct. Which, by the way, I would like to upload the videos, but YouTube keeps taking them down, so, YouTube's copyright system is horrible. I really don't like it, but, that's YouTube for you. But that's why I've been doing reactions to them, but I've not uploaded this stuff, so I figured I'd just keep doing them. I might just upload them on a different platform, I don't know. I was thinking about doing Instagram, but I don't know. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, I hate how bad this stuff is getting, but it's just kind of how the internet is right now. But yeah, so basically apparently they're going to be throwing in a bunch of historical levels in it. But the trailer I've seen, it doesn't look like there's really much to show. It's showing like gameplay, but like apparently the cousins, you can change their facial expressions and all that, which is kind of cool. And all that, and it looks like the king there's actually screenshots of the king smiling, which makes me very happy because I like it when the king smiles. It adds some charm to the game, I mean, again, he's supposed to be this grumpy, deadbeat dad, who blames everything on everybody except for himself, but still, it's nice to have him have a little bit more emotion. Because even in Katamari, We Love Katamari Reroll, they actually removed that feature. That was actually, in the original, they removed it in the remake. They removed it, which I don't know why they did that. I don't get why they did that, but they removed it, and in that game you cannot see him smiling. So I'm not really sure if that means maybe, we'll see more of that. Maybe, if you do good, maybe he'll get his pouty look. Because we have not seen the pouty look. He has this, the anger look, and then, the wide-eyed look. And then he gets the pouty look, He had that in Beautiful Katamari, they went way out with his emotions, depending on, what score you got and all that. Unfortunately, though, they kind of abandoned a lot of that after that game, but it would be cool to see it again, in this game, see it, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what else there could be. I'm thinking, we got levels here. So it says Once Upon a Time. From what it sounds like, though, it's gonna be, historical levels. So, are we gonna get, I don't know, we're gonna get, dinosaur-themed levels and all. I mean, we've seen some in the trailer, but it looked like a bunch of random stuff. Because there's gonna be online features in this game, but I don't know if there will be, other stuff in the game, too, or not. I don't know. Or will we just get, just random, stuff, I don't know. I'm hoping the game isn't, all online. I'm hoping, it'll be, some of it will be in the, actual physical, too, because that's the problem. Believe it or not, some of the Katamari content, even though it's small, there's still some lost media of Katamari, unfortunately. Apparently, was it North Korea, or, was it North Korea? No, it was one of the countries. Maybe it was Russia, I don't remember, one of the countries over by Asia and all that, the continent Asia, a lot of the, there was, apparently a short period of time where they had, Katamari online. Unfortunately, that got shut down, and then they had, a game called Tap My Katamari. It was shut down. And actually, even on the DSi had a Katamari game, too. It was, I forgot what it was called, but apparently it was exclusively in Japan, because I think Katamari was bigger over there. It's starting to become bigger over here. I think it's because they're starting to advertise it better, because before they weren't advertising this stuff very well, So it's getting bigger and all that, like the ball itself. Jokes aside, though, yeah, it's getting bigger over here. It's becoming more popular, and that's good because the U.S. alone is a big continent, you know. So if you're like advertising to people over here, then more people will talk about it. And there's some people that are starting to try the games out, you know. It's really fun, you know. It's fun. But you know, that's the thing though. It's a fun game, but again though, it's just like it's not very It's still not very popular, you know. But it is getting there. Like I said, it's getting up there. But it does suck. We have some lost media. Now the online feature could be accessed again. However, because it's in another country, and in those countries, you know, they're very strict about pirating and all that. I'm kind of afraid that it might be hard to get it back. But I do know, like, games like on the DSi and all that, like, you could probably mod your DSi in the US and all and get that stuff back very easily. So you can get that back very easily. You know. But it still takes processes to mod the stuff, but I have seen that game though. I've seen it. It's like a little puzzle game or something like you do word searches and all that. It's pretty cool. But again, sadly though, it's sadly lost in time, and so it's like Tap My Katamari and all that. It's lost too. That game I played there wasn't a lot of special things about it. It was kind of just you just tap the iPad over and over again. Yeah, there wasn't really much to the game, really. Where these other ones, there's more to them, you know, but still it sucks that people who like the games can't enjoy them, you know. You know, like, I didn't like the game. I thought the game was stupid, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm curious what kind of levels they'll have in this game, because I was thinking they were going to do more of a storybook, you know, state there. They really don't have a lot of levels, but that actually would be a cool idea, you know, for them to do that. But they did have a level where you roll up Hansel and Gretel in one of the games, but you don't really you know, like, they don't really focus on a ton of those levels. They could have one where you're like, maybe we were rolling around in, like, Grandma's house and, like, roll up Red Riding Hood and Grandma or something, you know? Or I don't know, they could do a lot of things, you know, I feel like, with it. I know, I just think they could do some interesting stuff with the ideas. But this is actually one of those ideas I think I was thinking of in the past they could do. Like, again, like, exploring, like different time periods and all how the games, because They have never really done that either. They've never done a game where you could, like, roll around and roll around in you know, and, you know, like, in, you know, like, roll around in, like, a historical area or something, and, like, roll up dinosaurs and all. I mean, they've had those areas in the games, but not like an entire level or anything, you know. But, I mean, that just sounds like something they could probably do. I mean, they could go, like, other routes, too. They could also, like, they could make a game in the future where they're, like, microscopic. You gotta roll up germs and all that, you know, and maybe the king of all cosmos has to shrink you down, you know. I don't know, I mean, to be fair, though, I guess the characters can, like, shrink and grow throughout the entire game, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a power they actually have, or, like, they just, because, like, and they have comic books, too, and they just stay the same size, so I don't really know. But that would be an interesting idea, you know, like, just to do that, too, but I've heard, though, too, this game is, like, by the trailer, apparently there's going to be some new tracks and some returning ones, too. Which, the returning tracks, you know, this is something they've kind of done throughout Katamari, and after a while, they kind of started not doing with that anymore. I mean, I like them bringing new tracks, but like I don't mind some returning as well. And that was probably the problem with like Katamari Forever. I don't remember much about Touch My Katamari, but I know Tap My Katamari did remixes of like the Katamari on the Swing song, and then Lonely Rolling Star and all that. And the songs just they don't sound as good as the original. And not all the remakes remixes were bad, but most of them were like did not sound very good. And that's kind of the thing too with the tracks. Like I find them focusing more on making new tracks and returning some as well. Not a bunch of them because they don't want it to feel overwhelming, but like enough where like people like if they want to listen to older tracks they can and all that, you know. Now, as for tracks that are going to return, I'm actually not sure which ones will return. I'm not sure which tracks will return. I'm going to assume they're probably going to go through the entire Katamari game franchise and do that. We'll probably have a few of them that will do that. So I think we could probably see ourselves like maybe getting some, Katamari Dynasty, some We Love Katamari tracks, some, maybe some Me and My Katamari tracks, which honestly there wasn't a bunch in that game, but that were original, but, having some of those in there too. And they kind of did this with, We Love Katamari as well, the remake, they apparently can get downloadable content, and which by the way is kind of a rip-off. It is a rip-off, you're gonna pay $20 to get tracks, and you think you get one costume. That's about it. I wish you could have got all the cousins as DLC characters too, and all that, and just instead of ripping you off. The reason why I bought it though is because I'm let's playing the game, and I play through these levels a bunch to beat my high scores. That's why I bought it, but most people, I can totally see them not wanting to buy that. It's not really worth it, but I wanted to hear the tracks, especially since I was playing that Rose stage in that game. I wanted to hear the tracks, but I don't know, but I'm really curious what they'll do with this game. I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, it's just going to be interesting, but the fact that it's going to come out here pretty soon, in a few months is crazy. But people are going to probably flip out when they see this game. Hopefully it's good, though. Hopefully it ain't Touch My Katamari. Touch My Katamari was probably the worst one. It was on the PSP, which or not PSP, the PS Vita, which by the way was not a very well received console. A lot of people didn't really talk about it much. It was just kind of there. But yeah, the PS Vita was just there, and then they had not only they had that, but the game itself was not the greatest. I haven't played it in years, but I remember the level design kind of sucking and all that, and then the King of All Cosmos looked horrifying, and then just even the hub world looked like crap, it was just on his head and all that, it looked pretty bad, but and very cheap and lazy. But I remember liking some things, I remember liking you could dress the king up and all that, but I don't remember enough of the game where I can talk about it. But I'm gonna eventually probably replay it in the future to see how I feel. I heard there's DLC with the game too, so there's levels on there that are DLC, but yeah, it's kind of crazy though. I'm trying to figure out though how many games would this make it at this point though. I'm actually gonna figure that out. Just hang on a second. Okay, this would actually be the 7th one then. The 7th one. But yeah, this would be the 7th Katamari game in the series. The 7th one. So the fact that this is the 7th Katamari game that's not really a lot of games. Like I said, some of them are lost media and all that, but there are some of the games do have a lot of levels in them, but compared to other franchises, like, I think, yeah, heck, even God of War has, like, I think more games than this one does. It's just crazy. But this one, like I said, had some lost media too and some online features. But again, like access, stuff like not even close. But it's starting to pack up here. It's starting to make more games. I just think when it comes to making these games, it takes a long time because they have to come up with the level design. They gotta put the objects. I'm sure putting all the objects in the levels probably takes freaking forever to do. I should probably know that because I played Mario Maker. And in this game, just think about that Mario Maker as it is, But then you got to figure out what levels have what items in there, because they have collections, in the game, and you get rewards for it. At least most of them you do. Some of them I am not really seeing much rewards on them, but I don't know. But this is gonna be interesting. This is my prediction stuff though, but I don't have much else to say about this. But I am looking forward to this game. I might try to play it for you guys, depending on how I'm feeling. I've just been so just depressed off and on. It's been a mess. I've been trying different medications. They're not helping. I'm kind of concerned, but I really don't want to have to go back to the hospital again because that place sucks. But I don't know what else to do. But there's times where I don't feel like doing anything. I'm feeling fine now, but I'm still not feeling great. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to try to see what's going to go on there, but for right now, though, I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.